They strapped me down for a shot that never existed. That's the line that's been rattling around in my head since I read this story. Like, what do you even do with that? How do you process that? Because for 25 years, this person carried the weight of a memory that wasn't real. A memory that was manufactured by someone who should have protected them. And that, my friends, is where we start. Okay, so first, mindsnap, welcome back. I'm your host, and today we're diving into a story that's less of a drama and more of a full-blown psychological unraveling. Because this isn't just a twist. This is a betrayal wrapped in a lie, dipped in medical trauma, and served with a side of lifelong confusion. Let's break it down. Our storyteller here, let's call them Alex for clarity, has spent their entire life terrified of needles. Not just afraid, terrified. Like full-on panic attacks, hiding under blankets, sweating through appointments, the whole 9 yards. And why? Because as a kid, they were chased around a doctor's office, held down, and convinced they were about to get a shot. They remember the struggle. They remember the fear. They remember the betrayal of being restrained by strangers. But here's the kicker. There was never a shot. No needle. No prick. No injection. Just a bunch of doctors trying to do their jobs in the middle of what was probably the most messed up custody battle in history. And the reason? A lie. A deliberate lie cooked up by Alex's own mother to weaponize the system against their father during a brutal divorce. Let's rewind. Alex was around 4 years old when their parents were going through a divorce so toxic, the handoffs had to happen at the police station. Like actual cops standing there making sure no one started swinging. That's the level of hatred here. Now, in the middle of this chaos, Alex's mother, who, by the way, should have been protecting her kid, manipulated her own ill mother into filing a false report. She claimed Alex's dad was being inappropriate with his 3 or 4-year-old child. The state took it seriously. Of course they did. Because when someone screams child abuse, the system doesn't pause to ask questions. It reacts. It protects. So Alex was taken to the hospital for an exam. And here's where the nightmare begins. Alex, a tiny kid who didn't understand what was happening, saw strangers approaching. They ran. They screamed. They kicked. They fought with everything they had. And the doctors? They chased Alex down. Not to give a shot. Not to hurt them. But to stop the exam. Because they realized, pretty damn quickly, that this child was not in danger from their father. This child was terrified of them. One doctor even reportedly said, "This one is fine. The only danger is hurting herself by fighting to get away." But the state wasn't satisfied. So they sent Alex to another facility, one specializing in forensic child exams. And the cycle repeated. Alex fought. They screamed. They refused. And every time, the medical staff had to physically restrain them just to assess the situation. But here's the thing. None of them ever gave a shot. No injection. No needle. No medical procedure at all. Just a little kid, losing their mind because they were being treated like a criminal in a system that was supposed to protect them. And for 25 years, Alex's brain filled in the blanks. It rewired the memory. It created a shot, a needle, a moment of pain that never happened. Because the human brain is amazing like that. When trauma is too big to process, it invents details to make sense of the chaos. But the real trauma, the real betrayal, it came from the person who was supposed to love Alex unconditionally. Their mother. Okay, I need to pause here because I am livid. Like, furious. This isn't just a story about a false memory. This is a story about a parent weaponizing the system against the other parent in a way that permanently scarred their child. Alex's mother didn't just lie to the state. She didn't just manipulate her own mother. She gaslit her own kid into believing they had been violated in a way that never happened. And the fallout? 25 years of fear, of panic, of avoidance, of hospitals being a place of terror because of something that was never real. And Alex's dad, the one who was trying to protect his child, he was powerless. The system had already decided Alex was in danger. The doctors were just doing their jobs. And Alex? They were just a kid, trying to survive a nightmare they didn't understand. I literally could not believe this when I read it. Like, how do you even process this? On one hand, you have a child who was genuinely in danger, not from their father, but from the system itself. A system that treats kids like evidence in a crime scene rather than human beings who deserve compassion. On the other hand, you have a parent who weaponized that system, who used the state's fear of abuse to punish the other parent. all while knowing full well that their child would be traumatized in the process. And the worst part? Alex's brain took that trauma and amplified it. It turned a false memory into a real one. It made a kid afraid of needles for decades because of a lie. That's not just manipulation. That's psychological warfare. Now let's talk about the fallout. Because this isn't just some abstract story. This is real life. Alex spent years avoiding doctors, avoiding medical procedures, avoiding anything that might trigger that memory of being restrained and convinced they were about to be hurt. And why wouldn't they? Their brain had spent decades telling them that hospitals were places of danger, that strangers were threats, that being held down meant pain was coming. But here's the thing, none of it was true. The shot never existed. The needle was never there. The pain was never real. Just a lie, a betrayal, a childhood stolen by someone who should have been its protector. And now, the question we have to ask, was this person's mother right or wrong? I mean, let's be real. There's no right here. There's only damage. But if we're talking morality, using the state to punish a co-parent by traumatizing your own child, that's not just wrong. That's evil. Because at the end of the day, Alex didn't just lose trust in doctors. They lost trust in people. They spent years afraid of something that never happened. They carried a burden that wasn't theirs to bear. And for what? To win a custody battle? To punish someone for daring to leave? To feel like they won? Newsflash, no one won here. Alex's mother might have thought she was outsmarting the system, but what she really did was break her child. And that's unforgivable. So what do you think? Was Alex's mother justified in her actions? Or was this a betrayal that crosses every line of parental love? Drop your verdict below. And hey, if you made it this far, you clearly care about stories that matter. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. Because on Mindsnap, we don't just tell stories. We expose the truth, no matter how ugly it gets. See you next time.